As we await the highly anticipated return of Alexa Bliss to WWE television, there is a palpable sense of excitement within the fanbase. For those who have followed Alexa's career over the years, her absence since January 2023 has been a long stretch. WWE fans are not only eager to see her back in action, but they also have many questions about what the future holds for her. While it's uncertain when exactly she will return, the most likely scenario seems to be her reappearance during the Women's Royal Rumble match. This is the event that historically provides fans with surprises, and it would make sense for Alexa to make her comeback there. After all, the Rumble is where stars often make their mark, and what better way to reintroduce Alexa to the WWE audience than in such a high-profile match? As of now, it's been almost 2 years since Alexa Bliss last appeared on WWE television. That's a long time for any fan to be without a beloved performer, and it raises many questions about where she fits into the current WWE landscape. During her absence, there have been many changes in the company, both in terms of the roster and storylines. The WWE product has evolved, and fans are eager to see how Alexa will be reintroduced to this new era. Despite her absence, Alexa's presence is still felt through social media engagement, and her fans continue to show their support. There is no doubt that Alexa will get a huge pop when she returns, but the real question is how WWE plans to utilize her going forward. The last time we saw Alexa Bliss on WWE programming, she was deeply involved in a storyline with Bray Wyatt and his character, Uncle Howdy. Alexa was positioned as a babyface, and this partnership with Bray Wyatt seemed to be a pivotal moment in her career. However, since Bray Wyatt's tragic passing and Bo Dallas, the man behind Uncle Howdy, branching off to do his own thing with the Wyatt Six on SmackDown, it's clear that Alexa will not be returning to the same storyline. There's no way to predict exactly what direction WWE will take with Alexa upon her return, but there is a sense of anticipation surrounding what's next for the former champion. Given her absence and the ongoing evolution of the product, it's easy to understand why WWE fans are curious about Alexa's future. Will she pick up where she left off, or will her return mark the start of a new chapter in her career? WWE tends to use returning superstars to generate interest and build up storylines, and Alexa's return is no exception. Her comeback will be a chance for WWE to refresh her character and present her in a new light, potentially reintroducing her to a new audience while reconnecting with her longtime fans. While we don't know for sure when or how Alexa will make her return, most fans are speculating that the Royal Rumble will be the event where we see her again. The Royal Rumble is always filled with surprises, and Alexa's reappearance would be a perfect fit for this annual spectacle. However, while fans are excited to see her back in action, there's still a major question mark hanging over what WWE will do with Alexa once she's back in the fold. Will she immediately jump into a title picture, or will WWE take a different approach with her? One of the major concerns regarding Alexa's return is how she will be booked upon her re-emergence on television. Fans have been vocal in the past about how WWE has often failed to capitalize on Alexa's full potential. While she has been a multiple-time champion in WWE, there have been periods when she was booked poorly or involved in storylines that didn't live up to her talent. As a result, Alexa has had to overcome bad booking and unfavorable creative decisions throughout her career. This is something that fans should consider when looking at her future in WWE. As we analyze the current roster on both Raw and SmackDown, it's clear that there are many exciting potential matchups for Alexa Bliss upon her return. WWE has a deep pool of talented female wrestlers, and Alexa will likely be placed in a program with someone who can help elevate her as a top star. But one name that stands out as a particularly intriguing opponent is Liv Morgan. Liv is currently one of WWE's most prominent stars, and a feud between her and Alexa would make for compelling television. Liv Morgan has enjoyed a successful run over the past few years, including a reign as Women's World Champion and an ongoing association with the Judgment Day faction. Liv is a key player in the women's division, and this makes her an ideal opponent for Alexa upon her return. There are a number of reasons why a feud between Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan would be compelling. First, Liv Morgan is coming off a major feud and a successful championship reign. She just put over Rhea Ripley in a high-profile match and hasn't been seen in a top program recently. This makes Liv a logical opponent for Alexa, as Liv is someone who could benefit from a meaningful program to further establish her place in WWE. Liv's involvement with the Judgment Day, coupled with her success as a former champion, ensures that she will remain a prominent figure in WWE. A feud with Alexa could help Liv continue to build on her momentum while also giving Alexa an opportunity to shine. However, while a feud with Liv Morgan would undoubtedly be intriguing, there are some booking challenges to consider. Liv Morgan is coming off a strong title run, and there's a chance that WWE would want to protect her in a rivalry with Alexa. Given that Liv is such a top star, it's unlikely that Alexa would come out of this feud as the victor. While this may not be ideal for Alexa's fans, it's important to recognize the bigger picture. Losing to Liv Morgan wouldn't necessarily be detrimental to Alexa's career. In fact, it could be a smart move that allows Alexa to put over one of WWE's top stars while still maintaining her credibility. Losing to Liv would not diminish Alexa's star power. In fact, it could elevate her by showing that she is willing to put over the next generation of talent. One of the biggest advantages of a feud between Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan is the television time it would generate for both women. WWE fans know that Liv Morgan is a regular presence on WWE television, and this would mean that Alexa would be involved in a program that guarantees her a lot of screen time. This is particularly important for Alexa, as her return needs to be impactful. By being placed in a high-profile feud with Liv Morgan, Alexa would be able to re-establish herself as a major player in the women's division. Not only would this feud give Alexa more exposure, but it would also help to reintroduce her to WWE's current fanbase, which includes a lot of newer viewers who may not be as familiar with her legacy. This exposure is particularly important because there are many new fans who have joined the WWE product since Alexa's last appearance. These fans might not have the same attachment to her that longtime followers do, so it's crucial for WWE to use her return to solidify her status as a top star. Pairing her with Liv Morgan, one of the company's biggest female stars, is an excellent way to achieve this. Fans will immediately recognize that Alexa is involved in a major program, and this will help her re-establish her relevance in the WWE landscape. From a booking perspective, there are many ways this feud could unfold. WWE could go for a back-and-forth dynamic, allowing Alexa and Liv to exchange victories and get the fans invested in their rivalry. This would give both women the opportunity to showcase their talents and build anticipation for their eventual showdown. Additionally, a feud of this nature could feature a number of promo segments, backstage interactions, and heated confrontations that would keep the storyline fresh and exciting for fans. The women's division in WWE is filled with talented performers, but there's a clear gap in terms of top stars. Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss are two of the biggest names in the division right now, and their feud could serve as an anchor for the women's programming on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. It would provide WWE with a high-profile storyline that could carry through into major events like WrestleMania or the Elimination Chamber, which would be huge for both women's careers. Ultimately, whether Alexa Bliss wins or loses in this feud, there's a lot of potential for both her and Liv Morgan to benefit. A rivalry between these two stars would showcase the strengths of both women and allow them to further cement their places in WWE history. Alexa's return to WWE television is one of the most highly anticipated events in the company right now, and there's no doubt that her program with Liv Morgan will be a highlight of the year. Riho, a former AEW Women's World Champion, is among the numerous AEW celebrities who have fallen victim to injuries. After a short break, she rejoined the company in July 2024 to wrestle Lady Frost on an episode of AEW Collision. However, her comeback was short-lived since Riho was hurt in the match and hasn't been seen since. However, for AEW fans hoping to see Riho again, there may be hope. Riho was in Orlando, Florida, for the World's End pay-per-view on December 28 and was even training in the ring prior to the start of the show, according to Fightful Select. Even though the injury is the reason she hasn't returned to the promotion, fans of AEW should anticipate seeing Riho rejoin the company sometime in 2025. Yet it's uncertain if this indicates a possible return is imminent, as it's unclear if she has received the medical clearance to compete. In addition to being the inaugural champion in the history of the organization, Riho was the previous AEW Women's World Champion. On the first episode of AEW Dynamite in 2019, she overcame Nyla Rose. However, 4 months later, the Native Beast defeated her in the rematch. She kept herself busy in Japan wrestling for companies like Stardom and DDT, but her AEW career came to a crushing halt a few weeks later when she was unable to fly to the United States due to COVID-19 restrictions. After returning to AEW in 2021, she has divided her time between wrestling there and other promotions around the globe. She took a break in 2024 because she had to renew her work visa.